Hello and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade chapters. Tonight we are doing chapter 7, When One Door Closes. And you did hear that right. If you watched my previous video where I completed the Banu Hakim prologues, my original intention was to start the Ancient Paths side quest. But I did see people on Facebook, no spoilers on it, but apparently there's a fair bit of combat in that, and I don't like I said, there was no spoilers on the post, but people were talking there was a fair bit of combat in that scenario and the one that it connects to. Um, so I'd already been contemplating putting it off so that I could try and get Gabe up to 3 in physical, so I would have 6 health instead of 4. Um, Also considering that I think we need 2 more XP to get physical 3. Um, so I decided that we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on with the main story. You can start the side quests at any time. So probably within the next couple of them we'll get to that one. But so anyway, I've got everything set up. Let's read the initial story here. When one door closes, we cannot let the Sabbat get a hold of the key. Caleb is pacing back and forth in his office, dank room under the Thousand de la Gauchetière. On his desk, several laptops provide the only illumination in the room. Their soft glows reflect upon the sheriff's face, accentuating the hideousness of his clan's curse. This fragment you found on the werewolf. I knew I'd seen it before. I only wish I'd been quicker. Perhaps then one of ours would not have met the final death. Caleb turns one of the laptops in your direction. On the screen are displayed several images of what appears to be a museum gallery. Each image shows a red circle around the same display case. Though small and lacking in detail, its shape is unmistakably the same as that of the fragment you found. Follow the red path, Caleb continues. I can't believe it was that simple. What you're looking at is the Red Path Museum here downtown, and the circled object there is a fragment identical to the one you brought me. He spins the laptop back towards him and closes the lid. I need you to get this fragment before the Sabbat does. I trust in your abilities, fellows. Do not disappoint me. The Red Path closes at night, making it impossible for you to just waltz in and steal the key. You've thought about asking some ghouls to do it for you, but Caleb was strict in his request. You have to do it yourselves. With the museum closed, you look for other ways in, perhaps the shipping entrance. You go around the building looking for other doors, and that's when you see them, cameras, overlooking the entire block around the museum, and not just that, but motion sensors on the first and second story windows too. Breaking in is not an option. You'll need to find some other way to being let in. Maybe the storage area has an entrance. Objective: find a way to get inside the museum. Read event E1. Now, before we start that, in terms of errata for this chapter, as per the book, the Action 1 token does not start there. The errata says it is supposed to start there. The book also has 2 dialogue NPCs, the students and the security guard, and it has them listed here and here respectively. Yeah, there and there. According to the book, those are supposed to start on the board. According to the errata, they come in later. So I've removed them from the board. I went back and looked at the Banu Hakim footage. We ended that one at 0 hunger. We have 5 willpower. We've got full health. We do have 11 boon tokens right now. I'm going to real quick have a look at Alex's wares. I don't think there's anything I want to get right now, but so before the interlude, we had access to Molotov cocktails for 1 boon, a dog whistle for 1, brass knuckles for 2, handgun for 1, Bowie knife for 2, baseball bat for 2, hockey stick for 1, taser gun for 2, flashlight for 2, blood vial for 1, a protean alchemy potion for 2, shotgun for 3, and a butterfly knife for 3. After interlude 1 starting here, We now have access to a Kevlar vest for 3 boons, the Potence and Celerity Alchemy potions for 3 boons apiece, which we already got the Celerity potion that we utilized in the Banu Hakim levels. Stake for 1 boon, Machete for 3 boons, a Blood Bag for 3 boons, Elder's Blood for 5 boons, Werewolf Blood for 5 boons, Handcuffs for 2 boons, Smart Glasses for 3 boons, a Rifle for 4 boons, and Night Vision Goggles for 3 boons. I'm not thinking about buying anything right this moment. We've got 11. We'll probably wind up getting a fairly big purchase here in the future, but for the moment, we're not going to. We do have our old boots for increased movement, which with Aaron, again, will bring us up to 5 movement. I brought the dog whistle just because it's an item that lets me get skill checks, gets an additional die in skill checks against animals. May or may not come into play. I also brought the Werewolf Fang Dagger, which if you're fighting a vampire, then it deals 1 unpreventable damage on top of everything else you manage to do. And I also have the Deer Lockpicking set, which we can trade for 5 boons whenever we find the person who's supposed to own it. So, we've got all of that covered. Let's jump to Event 1. A night at the museum. You make your way to the museum reserve and the adjoining building connected to the museum. There are a few lights on inside. Sign by the door, covered in numerous stickers and old ads, catches your eye. The words "Closed for" stand out starkly against fine prints and logos of other ads. You can end this chapter at any point once you've acquired either clue token 1, 2, or 3, or any combination thereof. When you do so, read the conclusion specific to your chosen token. If you have more than 1, choose when you're reading the conclusion. Set the round tracker to 3. The round tracker reaches 1. You must read E2. Resume playing. Okay. So, let's go for... I think the most bang for our buck's going to go for Action 1, and then Investigation 1, then Investigation 3. Because I think we can get all of that by the round tracker reaches 1, not 0. Okay, so we got 2 turns to go. Okay, well, let's go ahead and we're going to start off going into stealth. I'm going to try and make better use of stealth because the last couple missions had a lot of call for it. So just to be on the safe side now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll activate we can activate Sense the Unseen in events. So, okay. Huh. 1 second, let me double check that real quick. Bottom of the table of contents in the book. Add the following action token number 1, page 66. Page exists, but the link to it in the table of contents is missing. Okay, so it's on page 66 for action 1. What light does yonder door shows? The door is locked, obviously, but through the small plexiglass window, you can see lights inside. More than what you would expect from a closed building. You were craning your neck to try to see further in when a silhouette appeared in your field of vision. They're standing in the hallway, just far enough away that you can't see their features, close enough that you can see them speaking on a phone. You decide to try your luck and knock on the door, hoping to get them to at least come take a look. Maybe, just maybe, you could get more information on this unveiling the sign mentioned. If you have clue token 1, read E7. We don't. The security guard is on the tile. He's not. Security guard is not on the tile. Read E3. The lone guard. The door at the side of the building opens up and a lone man in security uniform comes out, takes a deep breath and spits a glob of phlegm onto the sidewalk, takes a few steps toward the curb and rests his thumbs inside his belt. Set security guard in the indicated spot. You notice him looking at the security van parked across the street. He stares at it for a long minute before grimacing and shaking his head. Resume playing. Okay, so my guess is that takes that off of there, seeing as we caused something to happen with it, even though it doesn't say to take it off. That brings us down to turn number 2, and we lose our stealth for that. But we're right next to him, so we can talk to him because he's got dialogue. Or do we want to try and get the other ones first before we talk to him? Yeah, let's go do these first. So we are going to okay. We're not going to go back into stealth mode yet, because I just result in me having to make checks against him, just trying to move away from him. So 1, 2, 3. Let's check out investigation 1, page 47. Poster. There are multiple posters by the side door, many of which are older notices for exhibitions or other events. Staff here does not clean past ads, it seems. Most of them are glued over older ones, and that's without counting those ad by other entrepreneurs wanting to advertise their gigs completely unrelated to the museum. There's a paper notifying the rear the museum will be closed all day tomorrow, but the second half of it's hidden by a sticker advertising a punk show downtown next week. Make a mental plus search check. 0 to 2 successes, read IN1. 3 plus successes, read IN2. So we've got 3 dice to roll, and we've got 2 successes automatically. And none of our powers would give us an increase on search. So that's okay. We'll go ahead and roll. Okay, well, IN1. Delicately peel the sticker off the bottom half, but it rips a good portion of the bottom off. From what's left, you can make out that it's private viewing, but nothing about how to get in. You assume there must be a way to purchase tickets or to be added to a guest list. Should look around, maybe there's some other similar notices left around the building. Remove investigation area token 1 from the tile. Resume playing. And that takes us down to 1, which means we read E3. Or E2. College students, you suddenly hear the sound of chatter coming from around the corner of the street. Set students NPC on the designated hex. They are right there. Okay. In comes a group of 4 college-age students chatting the evening away while clutching to their coffees for warmth. 2 of them are carrying stands and umbrellas, while a third wears an expensive camera around their neck. They sat near the brick building, mounting the stands and attaching the umbrellas to them. You can hear them talking about not having a lot of time to get the lighting right. If the round tracker reaches 0, you must read E3. Well, we already did E3, because we've got the guard out there. Resume playing. So I'm going to just preemptively put that at 0. We already had to do that, so let's go around to 3. Okay, investigation 3. Page 55. Sewer grate. There's an old sewer grate encrusted into the sidewalk near the museum's storage area. Who knows, maybe it leads to an access tunnel. You bend down to hoist it up. Make a physical plus athletics check. 0 to 4 successes, read IN 1. 5 plus successes, read IN 2. Oof. You have potence 1. Lift the heavy sewer grate with ease. Well, we're probably not getting in this way, that's for sure. But we've got 2 successes, we've got 2 dice. You know what? We are going to rouse the blood. We don't get hungrier, but that'll give us 1 temporary physical dice here. Physical die. Which brings us to 4 successes. IN 1, sewer grate. You lift the grate open, but your posture is all wrong and you lose your footing and fall into the dark. Choose 1 character to fall down the sewers. That character takes 3 damage. Well, we've only got 1 person who can. And that's most of our damage. And this is why I want more physical. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust the darkness, and thanks to your undead nature, you don't have to suffer the stench of the place. If you are Luciana Ricci, read IN 4. We are not. If you have the flashlight, read IN 3. We do not. If you have Protean Feral, level 1, shift your eyes to adapt them. We don't. Now you take a look around but cannot navigate in this darkness. You climb back out of the sewers. Move Investigation 3 from the tile. Well, fuck. This is going swimmingly. Okay, well, I guess we'll go see what's happening at 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will rouse the blood just in case combat comes around to heal myself. We get double hungry, but we only have 1 damage now. And then 1, 2. Investigation 2. Hopefully we don't blow this one. Page 51. Band bears the logo of a medieval blue shield on side. There used to be a logo tacked to it, but the paint's been stripped long ago. Looking through the windows, you can see a clipboard on the passenger seat bearing the Red Path name and logo on top, but you cannot make out any details. It may give you more information on how to get into the museum. You try the handle, of course it's locked. You attempt to pick the locks. If you have the hairpins item card, read IN 2. We don't. Make a physical plus stealth check. 5 plus successes, read IN 2. 0 to 4, read IN 1. Well, balls. I feel like we're about to completely fail this one. Okay, so going to make another rouse check. Okay, we don't get hungrier, thankfully. But that'll give us 3 physical, of which 2 are hunger dice. And we've got 2 automatic successes. We have nothing for stealth. Oh, but we got 5 successes. Read IN 2. North Shield van. You deftly pick the lock and carefully open the passenger door. Aside from the clipboard, the only other items present are leftover food, wrappers, and leaking soda cans. Since you're not a cockroach, you go for the clipboard and the paper it holds. Now that you can hold up to the light, you make out the pages of a contract for a private event between North Shield and the Red Path Museum. The agency will send a team to oversee the event. Contract even has clauses on discounts for future collaborations if everything goes smoothly. There you have it, a way to get into the Red Path. All you need to get is your hands on some North Shield uniforms and voila. Check the back of the van for spares, but the vehicle does not hold any clues. Does not hold any uniforms. Take clue token 1. Remove investigation area token 2 from the tile. I think we're not going to try and antagonize him, but let's go talk to the guard. Actually, no, let's go talk to the students first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got at least one way in right now, so. Students, page 5. Move this one couple inches back, says student holding the camera as you approach the group. Please don't get too close, you could ruin the shots. Cameraman does not seem pleased with having someone step into their bubble. The whole group is hurriedly setting up while the person who supposes their model is off to the side, going down, fiddling with a portable makeup kit. You ask them what they're doing, read D2. You pretend to be visitors, and that's what the private viewing is, and if they know about it, read D3. Let's go ahead and ask if they know about the viewing. Excuse me, you say as you take a few timid steps towards them, pretending to be a little confused. Couldn't help but notice there's going to be private viewing here tomorrow. I was wondering if you knew anything about it. Like it says, it's private viewing, replies the student, fixing the umbrellas. The cameraman gives him a look before replying. Redpath does this when they are about to launch a new exhibit. It's sort of a preview for the press and such. Hopefully not only for the press, you think to yourself. It's very interesting. Can regular people attend? Do you know if we can buy tickets or something? Make a social plus subterfuge check. Difficulty 4. So we have 1 dot of subterfuge. We gotta not make another rouse check. Okay, we don't get hungrier. We've got 3 dice to work with again. We need to get 3 successes here. And that ain't fucking happening. D7. No chance. Honestly, I don't know. The cameraman shrugs empathetically. I'd love to chat with you, but we gotta hurry. The window we have for our shot's very small, and we need to get this done. If you have presence 1, you can impress upon them the urgency of your problem. We don't. Otherwise, students busying themselves taking their photos. Remove the students from the tile. Well, shit. Okay, well, let's go talk to the guard. Page 15. Security guard's too busy sucking on his teeth and grimacing at the van parked across the street to notice your approach. Hey, can we ask you a question? He jumps, startled. Jesus, you're going to give me a heart attack. Don't sneak up on people like that. Poor guy. Little does he know if you were sneaking up on him, he would never know. My bad, you reply with a smirk. Can we still ask you something? My break's not done for a bit. Sure. You ask him about tomorrow's viewing, read D2. You ask him if you can visit the museum, read D3. You ask him what's up with the van across the street, read D4. D2. Any idea what this private viewing is? We saw the sign, wanted to know more about it, but we haven't found anything. Guard shrugs. It's a private thing, I don't know more. They only give info to the people on staff around here. I'm not going to be working tomorrow night, so, you know. Some help he is. You ask him who could help you then, read D8. You ask him if he can let you in the museum, read D3. You ask him what's up with the van across the street, read D4. Let's ask about the van. Okay. This is the North Shield van, private security. He takes a deep breath. They're going to be working with us now, apparently. Doesn't sound enthused by the prospect at all. It's almost like he wants you to keep probing. He has things to say, but won't say them unless asked first. Any reason why, you ask? You open the valve. Here comes his opinion, something you're fairly certain could cost him his job. They're thieves and thugs. They show up and drive agents from the smaller agencies away by offering contracts so cheap they have to underpay their staff to do it. He's boiling inside. You get the feeling he has an emotional stake in this. He continues. And that's without going into all the rumors of mob connections and such. They got the airport contract a couple months back. I got laid off because of that. This is such bullshit. You ask why the museum would suddenly hire a different agency just for one night. Make a social plus insight check, difficulty 5. Or, if you have dominate level 1, compel, you can have them go and lock the van, which we already got what's in the van, so we don't have to worry about that. But, ask why the museum would suddenly have a different agency just for the night. So we need to make a rouse check, because right now we've got 2 successes on insight. We can activate Sense the Unseen to add Auspex as an additional success. We get hungrier, which sucks, but we've got Auspex active, so we've got 3 dice right now. Or we've got 3 successes right now and 2 dice, both of which are hunger dice. And we got 5 successes. Read D5. Besides, begins to tell you about North Shield, the company whose vans parked there. They're a private security firm. They steal jobs from other smaller agencies by undercutting contracts and underpaying their people. Basically, they're a bunch of armed thugs in uniform. Me and some of the guys lost a chance at overtime because of them, but I know it won't stop here. Did the same shit at the airport, and 5 weeks later I got laid off. Because guess what? The boss went for North Shield. Fucking assholes. Take clue token 1. We already got that. If you have Dominate, Compel level 2, haven't unlock it. You have Dominate Demontation level 1. Exacerbates feelings. Otherwise, you'll have finishes breaking peace. Take clue token 4. Remove security guard from the tile. So we have clue token 1, clue token 4. Actually, I'm not even going to bother hunting down clue token 4 because we're at the end of the scenario. So there's nothing else that we can do. So we've got 2 possible options for our ending. You leave the street to join the Red Path with renewed purpose. Despite the lateness of the hour, your findings have invigorated you and you feel ready and eager to move on to the next part of your plan. Cold gusts of wind buffets your face as you round the corner onto Sherbrooke Street, one of the main arteries of the city. Reminds you of the fast approaching winter and with it the longer nights. You think back on the steps you need to take to gain admittance in the museum, come to realize that you will have little room for error. We'd use a few more hours before dawn, you think to yourself as you dodge oblivious pedestrians. Almost subconsciously you find yourself spinning around. The beast caught the scent of that last group of kind, and its hunger pulls at the corners of your mind. Perhaps we feed first, you tell yourself as you begin prowling the area for an easy prey. You cannot afford to dwell on hunting for too long. Time is of the essence. Okay, gain 5 XP each. So, my pencil is over there. 5 XP. Gives us 41 total, 26 spent, so we've got 15 right now. Gain 2 boons, which is going to bring us up to 13. Take the burner item card. Okay, burner, discard at the end of the chapter. Burner phone, got it. If you have clue token number 1, you may now play Chapter 8, Wolves in Sheep's Clothing. If you have clue token 2, you may now play Chapter 9, Going, Going, Gone. If you have clue token 3, you may now play Clean the Streets, Dirty in the Sheets. I wonder what clue 4 was then. Anyway, we only got clue 1 of those options, so our next chapter we're going to be playing is going to be Chapter 8, Wolves in Sheep's Clothing. We are going to spend 12, so 38 spent to get another dot of physical, which will give us 1 extra card for combat cards, and it's going to bump our max health to 6. Which is going to be very useful because I'm tired of getting our ass kicked all the time. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying it. Next time we will be picking up with Chapter 8, Wolves in Sheep's Clothing. So we will see you then. Bye-bye.